Hey everyone, this is Kendra live, taking from one of my lyrics in Thriller Killer, the video that you just saw. Never come down from the high we're feeling. Well, my guest today loves to get people high. So please welcome Nick DiFrancesco.
Well, thank you, Kendra. That's a very good introduction. Now, I do things other than just get people high, but that's one of them. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Very crazy. I
hold
love
on
the
one
music video.
second. Hold on, I'm frozen on my end. So just give me 1 second. Hopefully, I think
Doing the
maybe their system got a little too much contact high, and it's now like frozen.
There you go.
Uh,
There you go. I was gonna
but
say on my handle there, I want you to put the Purewell lifestyle because that's a really cool Instagram page that we have that I think a lot of people would appreciate. So when you do like you put like at Nick dot for my Instagram handle, do Purewell
yeah,
dot at Purewell dot lifestyle. Just saying.
okay, yeah, I'll add all that in because most of just like Avatar, most of the big screen effects happen in post production. So
Oh yeah,
I'll add
that's
all
what I'm
that in.
talking about. Ooh, I
Yeah.
like your music. I like the music video.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's I wrote that with Andy Kirk in Nashville, but I yeah, it's been doing really well. But I just want you to tell people what it is that you do. I know that you don't just get people high, you also your company adds a lot of healing to people, a lot of alternative healing, and especially in these times we all need a little bit natural remedy to get us through the day in a very healthy manner.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy, right? I mean, I don't think that people thought about this stuff as much as they do now. There's so much more health conscious in general because of, because of COVID and everything else. But it's also more like what people put in their bodies. And it's not just about politics. You could be on one side or the other. It has to do with, health is the new wealth, and being able to do it naturally is a big thing. And back in the day when you would talk about that, they think you're a hippie or a tree hugger or something like that. But there's even a lot more doctors nowadays that talk about, using nutrition to help whatever's going on or to treat something or prevent a lot of things. And so that's what I do. I do a lot of prevention medication. I do a lot of things that also help with helping people. And that's through cannabis, with or without it, right? So
Yeah.
it just, it, yeah. So, and the
Well,
reason why I
and
say, sorry.
it's really cool that you said that the stigma of enjoying tree or enjoying herb and linking that with being a hippie or a wood stalker or anything of that nature, that stigma is starting to diminish little by little. And I mean, I even know corporate people that you would think would turn to pharmaceuticals and over the counter drugs and of course alcohol and stuff. They're now getting into this culture, and they're using that as means and as vices to take the edge off.
Yeah, like, I mean, I also have a podcast called Hempire, and we have a lot of different type of people that come on the show. And it's never, it's been so crazy because, we'll have doctors on, we'll have regular people, I'll have celebrities on, and it's interesting. They all have the same message, right? Like, it's, I wish I had this and I wish I knew about this when I was playing, or while I'm playing, it's helped me, or while I'm performing,
Yeah.
or I mean, it could be from an actor, it could be an athlete, it could be a regular person. It's not necessarily like just cannabis, right? Like, getting high is one thing. That's marijuana. But a lot of the side that I do is the hemp side. So what I do is I take the good part of the plant that has no psychotropic feeling, right? So there's a lot of health benefits without any high. It's a misconception, like, oh, I go to medical marijuana, it makes me feel better. Well, it's kind of wrong, because a lot of the things that weed does and cannabis does actually make some problems worse. Like if you have anxiety and you smoke a little bit too much high THC with terpenes that are more sativas or more, it'll actually cause anxiety. Or if you try to use marijuana to go to sleep, it actually doesn't give you a great night's sleep. I mean, either does a bottle of wine. Yeah, you go to sleep, but you have everybody knows that when you get drunk or if you drink too much, yeah, you go to sleep, but you wake up a couple hours later because it's not going to give you that deep night's sleep. So what I do is I take the good parts of the plant and then I add other things in it. So it's all holistic healing. So like, for example, my sleep product has chamomile and valerian root and L-tryptophan and 5-HTP and magnesium and L-theanine. So what I mean is there are all these natural things that are out there that are helping people. And Chinese medicine and all over the world, they know this. They've been using it for thousands and thousands of years. So we as a culture like pharmaceuticals because, oh, let me just take a pill for something and it'll just go away. But the side effects that with it are horrible. So if there's a way that you can take care of your body, like, well, I don't understand why I'm in pain all the time and you're eating fried chicken every day. Well, there's a reason for it. Maybe you should eat a little bit better. So that's all. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe cut some grass from your yard and sprinkle some like lemon zest and olive oil on there. Maybe try that.
Right.
As opposed to the
I don't know.
But
and you don't know what's in food anymore.
What?
You know what I mean? Like you don't even know what's in food anymore. And we could get into that whole conversation. They have GMO meat now and chickens and weird stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's why I say I avoid lab meat.
Right.
And especially nowadays, even in Los Angeles, a lot of these plant-based restaurants and plant-based food places, they are doing the lab meat and the artificial meat, and it's just very questionable, and it can be unidentifiable as well. But back to what you were saying about the weed and how it can induce anxiety. I've had a personal experience with that too. So for me, I'm more of a CBD person rather than the psychoactive, and I'm sure it all comes down to the person and their neurological makeup when it comes to carrying them and selling them a vehicle to get in, basically.
Yeah, like, I mean, you, even with your career, and I mean, obviously we know each other for a long time, and I've known you, and your body has changed since you changed your diet and been more health conscious and stuff. Not that you weren't in great shape before, but it's definitely a noticeable difference when you take care of your body and when you don't. And as you get older, you gotta watch me.
It was like a total shallow Hal situation. Like I was like out to here, and now I'm going to Paltrow.
Oh, you were not out to there. I mean, God.
No,
I mean,
I'm totally joshing with you. I'm totally joshing with you. No, because that's the beauty of coming on my show is I can bust chops and I can have fun. And
that's all.
Fun. Fun.
No, it's. I think everybody is though, right? Like everybody just pays attention to what they're doing now. I think more. I mean, exercise and taking care of your body is just more on the forefront. People they're just more health conscious now, just in general. Younger generations are like, well, even like older generations be like, whatever, rub some dirt on it, put some tussin. That's just the case anymore, right? I mean, People just do things more preventatively. Look, my background is, I'm Italian. I have grandparents that lived to 109 and 105 and 99 and 97, and like and all they ate was all the stuff they tell you not to eat, pasta and this, but they ate it when it was not all this stuff in it, right?
And fries and shakes and fries, like anything. It was like it was the trifecta. It was shakes, burgers, fries. But I was looking at a photo recently that came across social media, and it said something like Americans in the 1950s versus Americans now, and it was and it showed like the same food that people ate, like burgers, shakes and fries, and burgers, shakes and fries. But back then, it wasn't as modified, and it was more like cut onto the table. But now it's all processed, and I think that's what created some of this um, inflammation, if you will, and other ailments. So, but yeah, like if you look at photos from the 1960s, these were not looking people. They were thin. Because they were just eating like straight protein, straight dairy. Now it's just like it's a water emergency, basically.
Well, even this, right? Like when kids would go out to play, like they went outside and they played. Like they actually like rode bikes and like did things that were people were definitely more active in the fact of in their everyday life. Think about it. We're always behind computers now. A lot or in front of our phone. Like people didn't have phones back then where they're literally mini computers. They didn't even have a phone. So like
Yeah.
in 1950, people were working their butts off and like and it just was a different time. I mean, workman's comp. The workman's comp was don't get hurt during your job because you won't have a job. Like that was I mean, it's just different times. And did it matter? I mean, nobody
nowadays
going
nowadays in order to like get hurt from your job is from saying something not PC that gets you fired.
right.
That's how you get hurt from your job.
Or you're worried about what bathroom you're going into. Like there was not these issues. Like I mean, there was not. I don't remember that ever. Well, listen, I mean, I'm not old, but I'm saying like I don't ever remember hearing of that being a problem. Like, that Jimmy was Jack. Or I mean, Jenny was Jimmy. Like this wasn't an issue. Now it's like he, her, they. I mean, I don't even can't even keep track of what's going on anymore. So it's just, and then you offend somebody. So like I don't, it's better not to say anything. So
Now, do you believe that the food quality has induced and also programmed this into us, or neurologically, to be of question to how we want to eat?
I'm sorry, it's kind of hard because you were breaking up a little bit. Ask me that question one more time if you can.
I said, do you believe that the modified food and drink today is a contributing factor to people questioning how they're created?
Oh, loaded question. No, I mean, yeah, I mean, I mean, studies show that there's definitely. I mean, I mean, let's not even go that far. Let's just talk about the in meat, right? So people they give steroids and all different types of things to beef and cattle. They do it for plants because they want them to grow, and that has shown clearly that has affected people. Just you could do just a basic blood test to see somebody that is a vegan, not even just like a vegetarian versus somebody that eats meat, like just flat out, right? And then now you're talking about, I mean, and then there's a couple really good studies that stuff you could watch even on Netflix and things like that that'll show you some of these things. And but but with GMO, that's a whole nother problem, because yes, it's genetically modified organism, right? So genetically modified organism. I mean, that's very not. That's very unhealthy, right? So and they have shown that yes, look, you have hereditary attributes. I mean, some people are prone to cancers or diabetes or heart disease and things, but now you're putting things in your body that, while you're growing and you're always replacing cells and you're always, now it's modifying these cells in, like, not when you're born with whatever you have, but as your body is constantly trying to fight off all the other crazy things that are going on in the world. And we won't go into 5G. We won't go into all this other craziness that's going on.
Why not?
But you have free but you have free radicals, right? So and why people don't understand why antioxidants are so important. Like, for example, I make a gummy that is got all 5 of the gummies: chaga, reishi, lion's tail, turkey tail, lion's mane, chaga, reishi, ashwagandha. All of those things are what's called antioxidants. Now, we've heard what antioxidants are, but do we really understand what they do? They stop free radicals from producing in your body, or actually finding the chain so that they're not bouncing around. And when they're bouncing around, they're causing havoc in your body. When they, going back to chemistry class, if they found a friend, they'd be chill. They'd just hang out. Let's go to the movies together. But when they're by themselves, they're just a bunch of single people just running around, just trying to, but they're wreaking havoc in our body. So antioxidants are very important. How you eat. Again, this all goes back to your diet. These are things that you can control. So do I think that, is it just about, well, you just said diet, Nick? Yeah, but what you put in your body, right? So if it's genetically modified, yes, of course, it's not going to be like getting something from the ground, grown organically, naturally, because that's very, very bad for you. Very, very bad for you. And the thing is that they don't really care that it's bad for you. That's not what makes them money,
Exactly. And what you said, diet and nutrition. Diet and nutrition doesn't have to always come in the form of what you eat. It also comes in the form of what you listen to, what you watch, what you feed your eyes, what you feed your ears, what you feed your nose, what you energetically take in and absorb. That is also nutrition. So the news, TV shows, movies with programming and indoctrination. Yes, I just said that word. But nourishment also comes from what you feed yourself, non-food based and non it doesn't always have to involve yourself.
How are we going to control the population if we don't put out things out in the media and in the public to make people believe things that may or may not be happening? I mean, that's a whole nother conversation. And the thing is you could pick a side of political, but it's not even politics. It's not. It's life at this point, and it's not just happening now. It was happening 100 years ago. If you've done research, they were putting in all types of things that, with propaganda of all different marijuana. We want to talk about cannabis. There was propaganda about cannabis in 1912 that they were saying that if you were to smoke marijuana, it was that's why they would joke around the devil's lettuce, because it would turn you into a person that would be possessed and that would be taken over by the devil. And that's what they started. And really, why did they do that? Because they were controlling the population. And at that same time, they were giving cocaine to patients in doctors' offices and in actual doctors, and it was completely normal. Like, Coca-Cola had Coke in it. That is true. It had actual cocaine
Yeah,
in Coca-Cola. The war on drugs wasn't about the war on drugs as they cared. Clearly, marijuana doesn't hurt. You know, marijuana doesn't go into the classifications of other drugs, right? Like, it's non-addictive. It actually has health benefits. It's, there's a lot of things that are, what make a drug a drug. Like, heroin. Believe it or not, I mean, this is not true, but heroin in its like normal state, which is an opiate, which is a poppy plant, actually has medical benefits. When you modify it, okay, I mean, cocaine is a natural plant. I mean, it's from the coca plant, right? Or heroin comes from an opiate. Marijuana is still the same product. You smoke the plant. You don't
yeah,
modify marijuana and process it with all these crazy chemicals. It's in that same state of form. And so
yeah,
I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of things that we hear all the time now and that we're listening to with, you could talk about flat earthers and you could talk about politics and you could talk about all this stuff that's going on with children and all this other stuff. But really, at the end of the day, people are going to believe whatever they want to be. Do your own research, people. That's it. Do your own
yeah.
research.
And I want to touch upon that, especially with the timely conversation that we're having. Have you has your clientele increased during the last couple of years during the uh, pandemic, or has it um, has it even grown more? But also, what is your most remembered or most what is your like, what's a great success story of someone that had an ailment and went to you, and now it's like, oh, now it's like poof, it's gone.
The thing that I hate to admit, which is horrible to say, for a long time we had a lot of people coming in. Now remember, we're a national company, but we do have a headquarters, and people come in and see us, right? So unfortunately, and I hate to just say this, but we did have a lot of people that said that they felt one way, and then after being in COVID, either with experiencing symptoms or taking the shot or just anxiety, that they felt differently, right? So we did feel a lot with that, right? So just the anxiety alone, right? So a lot of people just scared about COVID, just in general, right? Some people said that they felt differently after taking the shot. That was another thing. Some people said that they wouldn't go to normal doctors at that time because they were scared that they would contract anything just because, they didn't want to be around people. And they seeked natural medications. So a lot of people, I think, started turning to natural medical things because natural medical answers, because they weren't going to the doctor, right? Like they didn't know, like they actually just weren't going, or they were looking for an alternative, or they never felt a certain way, and so they did. So there's a lot of people that we treat for three major things. One is pain and inflammation. One is sleep, and one is anxiety, right? So these are the three major things that we treat. Now, one of them, we have a custom formulation called Pure Sleep that's won medical awards. And it's not just about putting you to sleep like Ambien or these type of things.
Yeah,
It's more of, it puts you into REM, so it gives you a great night's sleep. So you don't have to sleep for 8 hours to get a great night's sleep. You should sleep 6 to 8 hours, because that's the right way. But some people could sleep for 20 hours and not get a good night's sleep because they don't sleep soundly. So this product actually helps you get into what's called your circadian rhythm. So it helps your natural body go into basically a cycle of going to sleep at a great time, waking up at a great time. But even if it's for 2 to 3 hours on a flight, or someone like you that travels, right? Like, or you're performing. I mean, we have a lot of celebrities and a lot of athletes that use it as well. They just need a couple really good hours of sleep and don't need to feel groggy after, right? So that's the product we have for that. Whereas something like Pure Relief, which is for pain and inflammation, is any type of long-term pain and inflammation. So these people have tried fibromyalgia. They have serious cancer issues. And they come to us and they say, look, we've tried so many other things. What do you have? And we start giving them these products and they go, wow, I can function in my daily life like I didn't before. I don't have the aches and pains. Or, I don't have the anxiety of just life. Maybe it's a relationship issue. Maybe it's money issues. Maybe it's your job, family. And instead of you going on to something like, you could use like the mushroom gummy or the like a CBD gummy or something like that, and say, look, we have like a relaxation gummy. It's just CBD, not THC in it, and we have THC as well, and marijuana and all that stuff. But what I mean is that they don't need all that. They need something that can help them deal with their everyday life in the fact that it actually helps them progress and get better, but doesn't give them side effects. So yes, fibromyalgia, cancer patients, sleep, anxiety, pain, just relaxation, just having fun. We have a little bit of everything and we do it organically. USDA certified organic, kosher, vegan, non-GMO, all the tests. It's pretty cool. So.
And have you ever encountered someone that was just like, and I'm sure, and you touched upon this, that they're just like, this is tightening my symptoms or doing the opposite, and in which that way it kind of works out for them as well, because then you can find something that would technically agree with them.
Right. Again, it's hard to. I think I understood your question. You were breaking up a little bit. We like to monitor all the patients that come to us as well, and they check in with us to see the progression of how they're starting. Like, for example, something specifically with sleep. Like, they didn't just get this overnight, right? So we have to help their body and train them to get back into sleep. So working with them on a one-on-one basis and saying, look, what's working for you? Do you need a little bit more? Do you need a little bit less? Do we need to add something? Or do you need a topical? Or do you need something that you ingestible? I don't know. Is that what you asked? Do I see?
Yeah, just like someone comes in and they say, and they've tried a product out that they bought from you and it's not agreeing with them, so now it's time to zone in and do a more detailed find on something that works best for them neurologically or just within their makeup.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So again, sometimes there's just a product that, just for whatever reason doesn't work for them specifically.
Yeah.
And we try something else. But we always hone it in because we have so many different products that we can use. And because of that, again, all natural, but there's just some combinations work with one person that just doesn't work with another. And it's just, it's just like anything.
It's really cool. And it's really cool that you say that, because just like in my industry too, I get presented songs and I'm like, this probably won't work for me, but this will probably work for someone else because they can perform it better than I can. Or I'll get a song presented to me, and from a producer that said this song didn't really work with this person because their voice is probably too raspy, too low, and we need more of a soprano, more airy style tone. So this song will work with you too, and it's the same. Like all industries, there are commonalities. So especially now, as we're talking in your industry, it's cannabis, CBD, like the lettuce, the herbs, and especially the other components and and chemistry practice of your business, you can not modify, you can customize for that particular vessel, that particular person as hearing a song to not.
I was going to say, I have so many we have so many people that we give our product to, that they use our product, all different type of genres of music, that use it to either perform, to write, to be in the zone. I mean, from rap, and we have tons of rappers, all the way to some really, great singers, Kendra included, and musicians, and people that actually play instruments and everything like that. And they use it to heighten either their focus, their awareness, or just make their experience better, or just bring something out of them that was there, but maybe it's just accelerated with cannabis. And that happens all the time. I mean, all the major ones that everybody knows, of course, Bob Marley and Jimi Hendrix and all that. But there's a lot of performers that we give products to that you wouldn't even think. And they smoke, and they said that it just makes them, a better entertainer in general.
Well, sign me up. I know where to find you. But the listeners and the viewers right now, tell them where they can locate you, and don't give them your home address. Give them this information.
So obviously, Purwell.com. So www.purwell.com, and everything is, we ship to all 50 states. You don't need your medical marijuana card for the THC products. All the other products, we even do subscriptions. And then I highly suggest you check out our Instagram. It's something that we're building. It's called purewell.life. It's at purewell.lifestyle. It's just, we're always putting fun and cool videos on, and it's the new page that we're growing. Everybody wanted something that they could see recipes or see cool, fun things or awesome places that, in the world. I mean, there's a little bit of everything on that page. It's just a much tune in. We're gonna have Kendra on there doing a shout out or doing something, doing some cross promotional on the Purewell Lifestyle page for sure.
Yeah, well, you just teed that one up, didn't you?
Yeah, and I got to get you on the Hempire, and check out Hempire, because we have our own podcast going on.
Yeah, well, I'll jump on that too. But and you
Definitely.
also have outdoor events at your West or Boynton Beach compound. I've been to a couple of them. They're super interactive, lots of action going on, and just really enjoyable. So when are those happening?
Yeah, we just had the one. It was called the Palm Beach Health and Wellness Festival. We do that big one once a year, but I'll tell you, around 420.
Around
Go figure. The national holiday.
Like I was gonna say, yeah, 420. It makes sense. I mean, it doesn't take rocket surgery to figure that one out. But
I love it. How long do I know you? You're awesome, and I'm so excited. Seriously, congratulations on everything you're doing. I always watch all your videos. I love it. It's awesome. Seriously, I'm so proud of you, and you're doing such an awesome job, and you're growing every day, and it's really cool to see.
Thanks, bro. Surf's up, dude. Surf's up. But Nick, thank you so much, and the congratulations is very meaningful to you. I've known you for a few years now, and your growth has started from a paintbrush to now a full canvas within cannabis canvas of opportunities. So thank you so much for coming. What?
I said on hemp canvas. No, it's
yeah.
Listen, we work hard. Like I said, I'm always seeing you grind, and it's awesome. I do the same, and we know each other more than a couple of years. It's been a little bit. So, I mean,
Oh
I
yeah,
was looking
no,
back. And,
I said a few years. I said a few years. Yeah,
well,
not
we don't want to date ourselves, right? We don't want to date ourselves. We don't want to date ourselves. But,
yeah.
but a couple years.
Yeah, I don't want to have to take the tweezers and pluck gray hairs from me. I'm only going to be 30 next month. Like, so let's not get, I'm not like Miranda from And Just Like That, where it's just like, I'm not like that. But 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 thanks, Nick, for coming on. It was fun. We got in a little deep, not too deep, so that people need their scuba gear, but that's what we do here on Kendra Live. So thanks, Nick, for coming on
Love it.
and
Well, thank you for having
and
me, honestly. Thank
and heightening the conversation. So
you.
thank you. And
Of
thanks
course.
everyone for tuning in to Kendra Live with my guest Nick DiFrancesco. You can follow him at underscore Purwell on Instagram. And also you can go to purewell.com. He just said the website not too long ago. He'll give me all that info. But thanks so much, Nick, for coming on. And thanks again for tuning into Kendra Live. And we will be back next Thursday, July 27th, with an all-new guest. So stay tuned, stay golden, and stay in motion. All right. Peace out.
There was a noise from somewhere deep. We heard the sound, it was bittersweet. Voices calling out from an aching heart, getting so much closer by staying apart, singing a song of hope and love that we you heard when I heard. I feel what you feel. We will survive. We will stay strong. Love is the word, and hope is the song. The streets are empty, but the sky is clear. You want somebody and can't have them near. Taking shelter where you can when the world is at stake. Alone together, trying hard not to break. Singing a song of hope and love that will heal. You heard when I heard. I feel what you feel. We will survive. We will stay strong. Love is the word, and hope is the song.